members of the committee. I am a detransitioner. I was a member and an advocate of the lgbTQIA trans queer gender movement for over 30 years. And I was a transgender woman for over 20 years. This cult destroyed me. I can call it a cult. I was a member of it and an advocate for it for 30 years. It destroyed me mentally and physically. I was the suicidal trans kid that is always brought up in these discussions. I was also a suicidal trans adult, because affirmation, acceptance, and transition does not take away confusion, depression, or suicidal tendencies. I sincerely believed myself to be a girl trapped in a boy body. As a child, I was targeted, desensitized, groomed, molested, abused, and sex trafficked by this movement. My proof is my past. I became an agent for this cult. I'm a registered sex offender due directly to what this cult did to me and programmed and conditioned into me for more than 30 years. I was indoctrinated, victimized, and criminalized by this cult. Age 6, I was molested for the first time of hundreds of times. Age 13, I overdosed on pills. 14 years old, I was a runaway, a prostitute, sex trafficked. I began wrong sex hormones, taking drugs and alcohol. I was also HIV/AIDS positive at age 14. Age 15, my mental health deterioration from the hormones, directly from the wrong sex hormones. Age 16, I attempted suicide again. I was also sterile and had osteoporosis before the age of 30 due to the wrong sex hormones. Everyone that knew me thought I was happy. All the adults in my life thought I was content and secure and just being my true self. None of them had a clue that I was broken, hurting, and depressed. Had I not been groomed by this cult, I would not have destroyed myself, mind, body, and soul. Chest binders keep little girls from breathing normally, cause fluid buildup in their lungs, and even cause serious injuries like broken ribs, while puberty blockers put little girls into premature menopause. They also slow natural brain and bone development, and when paired with wrong sex hormones, always cause sterility. This cult is medicalizing, experimenting on, and mutilating children in the name of progression before they're able to make cognitive, reasonable, sound choices. They are trying to get you to take part of this assault on children. In order for them to mature, they must be allowed to go through puberty and develop normally and naturally without interference from synthetic poisons, devices, apparatuses, or mental and emotional indoctrination by this cult. Please do not allow this assault on children to pass.
Thank you for your testimony. I have questions. Representative Bagshaw.
Hi, thank you for being here. Are there other people, do you know of other trans people that decide that they want to go back? Are there?
Yes, I'm a detransition, and there are many. There are thousands of detransitioners. The numbers are rising, and the reason that you don't hear about detransitioners is because specifically they do not return to the doctors, the therapists, and the clinics that they hold responsible for destroying them, mind, body, and soul.
Thank you. Representative Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for being here. Thank you for speaking out. Thank you for your bravery and courage.
Thank you.
My question is, as we look forward, I mean, you're talking 30 years ago. Where do you see what was happening 30 years ago compared to what we're seeing happening now with a sudden explosion of interest in this whole area? What could you say about that?
When I was young, it was done in private and it was hid. And the adults that groomed me, I wasn't readily available to them. But now in the school system, we're making them readily available to groomers. Over 350 educators of K through 12 schools were arrested in 2022 on child sex crimes. 350. And their own statistics say that more than half of these sexual molestations and assaults go unreported. And so my question is always, all of these ones that are unreported, 60% unreported, are they the ones that are defending and standing up to fight for these bills and these rights to groom and desensitize and indoctrinate children? I hope I answered your question.
Representative Lyman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Can we have it, I apologize, this is emotional, these testimonies. Can it be answered today that chapter 117 is going to allow and encourage this, or do we have to wait till work session? Because that suggests a whole lot of work that I need to do as well as others. Is that possible to have that answered? Is that a true fact that these worries are going to come out within 117? This is going to be a reality for our schools. Can we get an answer, or do we have to wait till work session?
We do have to wait, have that discussion at work session. We're trying to gather facts currently so that we can make those decisions.
So I'm to determine as a listener that these are the facts.
You have to make your own decision.
Yep.
Other questions? Representative.
Thank you. I'm sorry that your depression wasn't recognized earlier at a younger age. What do you think, since this bill's talking about school counselors, what would a school counselor and what would be the ideal for you, that relationship for you when you were in school? What do you think the qualities of a good school counselor would include?
That I wasn't ushered mindlessly into the rainbow and into affirmation by the adults in my life in school, especially. Most of the concepts that these social workers are teaching children, like gender. Gender does not exist. Language has gender. People have sex. That is it. Gender comes from Dr. John Money. He is a mad scientist pedophile. Look him up. Comprehensive sex education, they're pushing it, comes from Dr. Alfred Kinsey, another mad scientist pedophile, Table 34, the children of Table 34, look it up. Every single thing that we have that social workers and school and staff and educators K through 12 that are pushing, it all comes back to these theories that relate to the sexual revolution, Dr. John Money, and another Volkmar Ulgrich, who coined cisgender. These are all things that are being taught, and they're not proven. They're scientific failed studies by pedophiles.
Thank you. Yes.
So I'm just curious, do you know what organizations are behind this?
Planned Parenthood works with SICUS, and that's where comprehensive sex education, the whole foundation of it comes from, Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood lost so much money when they stopped abortion that now they are giving out puberty blockers and wrong sex hormones, which is what these social workers will be allowed to do. These social workers, if this bill is passed, will be allowed to bring in outside resources like somebody from Planned Parenthood who has no master's that will come in and give a child a paper bag with puberty blockers or wrong sex hormones in it. That's what this bill will allow social workers and K through 12 educators to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.